There are a lot of people feeling all the feelings about Compulsion's new game South by Midnight right now, which to me is extremely interesting because there's like 5 people playing this game. I know I'm being facetious, but look at those numbers, man. I mean, with less than 2,000 people ever playing the game at once, you think this game would be a nothing burger, it would go away, but no. YouTube's doing their thing right now. I mean, take a look at this.
They are actually being the racist ones. It's not low. They're just racist. They take marginalized people with mental health issues. An amazing story. You're bought and paid for by the company Microsoft.
Yeah. We're doing it all right. I played it and I had some strong opinions at first, I really did, but I had to ask myself, am I really seeing stuff I don't like, or am I reading into it a little bit too much?
Your tone, please.
Am I seeing meaning where there's not intended to be any meaning? And I could be right, I could have been seeing those things, but what in the world does it even matter for? I mean, stylistically, this game is actually calling to me a little bit. I'm from the South, I spent a lot of time in Louisiana, I've helped out with hurricane cleanup. And the Deep South Bayou is such a fun and festive culture, and the music is on point, perfectly complementing the visual aesthetic this game has obviously worked extremely hard to create. And I don't want to take away a step in a right direction just because there were some bad apples, but then again, you hired the bad apples, so you also kind of need to own them. I mean, sure, for those of us, I'm counting me in this, out there that are addicted to rage, it would be easy to walk through the game and go, oh yeah, every single super bad guy in this game looks a lot like me, so maybe they're trying to do a race thing with the black protagonist, but then it would be all too easy for us to be like, well, the original protagonist was white, so maybe it's a back and forth thing. And in the end, does it really matter? Is that helping do anything positive for games? Is this what we want to do? I agree with everybody else. Get Sweet Baby Inc. out of there. Get DEI out of here. Just tell us good stories again. But I have to ask, for this specific instance, are we just getting a little bit too angry over nothing? So I went and I checked out a couple of videos and I really understood what a lot of them were saying. I think Kid Smoove here puts it perfectly when he just says, this is a black game for black people, and honestly, I can't disagree with him.
You see a black person in a video game. And the crazy thing is, they're going after South of Midnight, and South of Midnight is a black game. The actors are black, the directors are of the performance and stuff are black. The game is written for like a black folklore, like Deep South.
Now there is some context here that we're going to discuss in a bit, but I want to make one big caveat to this. You cannot tell me that this game is not for me and then blame me for not buying the game when your game fails. That crap is going to wind me up like a top. But I get it, Kid Smoove, I really do. This is an inexpensive game made with indie sensibilities to a specific demographic that maybe got a little bit too much push from Microsoft for what it was, and I get it, you just want to have fun with it. I also would hate it if every time a game featured a straight white male character, the entire internet called the game sexist, or called me sexist for liking it, or called me bigoted, or called me racist for just liking a game. I would be pretty upset if that ever happened to me. But do you really have to look that far to find the answers to your questions, Kid Smoove? I mean, it's in your comment section. Your own audience jumped on it right away. Wing Gaming had this to say about it. He said, the fact that the game is set in the South and explores those settings is good. We don't have enough games like that. Agree. Many gamers are unhappy because of 3 main things. The racist declarations of the community manager. Holy goodness. The DEI agenda imposed by Microsoft. Not going to talk about that today, but yes. The collaboration with Sweet Baby Inc. We can all agree on that. Both sides of the discussion is just like, get the crap out of there.
We don't want you here!
And that first point really is the heart of the issue, and everything that goes along with it, and the marketing for all these different types of games and what we've dealt with for the past umpteenth years now. When your community at large is putting things out into the world like, I hate gamers and white male gamers were a mistake, expect some backlash on your game. Community managers are supposed to be ambassadors for your company. They go out into the world and make everyone else feel good about your company. But when your ambassador shows up with fighting words,
Them's fighting words.
do not be surprised when your audience expects that your game is ready to fight them.
It is so on.
Maybe if I had not gone into the game looking to be villainized as a white gamer because the community manager said white gamers were a mistake, or I hate gamers, or whatever, I do not even care. Maybe if I had not seen that first and expected that in the game, I wouldn't have read so much meaning into the small insignificant things I did see in the game.
Now read into it.
And I get it, Compulsion. You could easily say, hey, these are the words of one person that do not necessarily reflect the opinions of our company. That's the same crap that we hear from all these different companies whenever a bad apple does bad apple things. But it's not okay to allow those people to silence the voices of our community. I'm not talking about white gamers community. I'm talking about everybody that loves playing video games. You do not silence the voices of people in our community before they even have a chance to say anything. What are you so afraid of that they're going to say? If you truly have an amazing message to put out into the world, then it can take criticism. But no, silence those voices before they ever get a chance to say anything negative about us. That's not okay, and it's exactly what you did to Asmongold.
Company has blocked me ahead of time. I have never interacted with them or said anything to them at all. They've already blocked me. And so anyway,
And I've heard the rebuttals. It wasn't exactly Asmongold, but I don't care if you're targeting specific individuals or running a general "we don't like these people" spreadsheet through your system. Silencing someone because you're afraid of their opinion is a massive red flag.
That's a red flag.
And all that's going to do is make people like me take a second and deeper look at what you're trying to say. They're going to start reading things in you don't want them to read in, and you're going to end up with worse press than you began with. The real kicker here is that you played yourself.
I think it's been all right. Definitely combat's the weak point. Combat's definitely weak point 7. Yeah, I think it's a 6 or a 7. I'm gonna be honest.
Played yourself, dog.
Now, it blows my mind that Asmongold gave this thing a 6 or a 7, but he has thousands of followers, way more than what you have on your video game. If you had just let him speak, just given him the chance to say anything like
"This free country intended,"
you would have probably gotten more gamers. It would have been okay. And if you had been negative, the gamers that you did get would have just been like, oh, well, that's just one of those guys. It wouldn't have hurt you one way or another. Now, talking about his 6 or 7 rating, what in the world? Have you never played Spyro? Or Ratchet and Clank? There are so many better games at this 3D platform glide, flap your little wings around out there, but that's not what we're doing. We're not critiquing the game, we're critiquing the context. And when we're talking about context, no one could have said it better than Kaida.
Context. If you have that Sweet Baby Inc. logo near your name or anywhere near your game, nobody is going to want to touch it. It's a death knell for any video game that is coming out.
Context.
And it would seem that his community, if maybe begrudgingly, completely agreed with him by this comment here. Hate to say it, but he's right. I'm black, and when I see it's a black character or a black story, I immediately expect it to be some DEI pandering bullshit that's just gonna piss me off and waste my time. I realized when I was reading that, I said I'm black and I pointed to myself, but I was just emoting for him, so don't get weird about this, guys.
Still weird.
The whole situation the gaming culture has found itself in, regardless of the roots of it, are completely tragic because this is such an amazing medium for storytelling, fun, and drawing people together. I am deeply passionate about games and I want to see this industry completely thrive. But when, for the past 10 years, posts and headlines have blasted outrage out into the world, how are we going to come to resolution, especially in this one specific area? By talking with you guys in the comments and elsewhere, it's apparent to me that most people just want to have a good time and they don't care about everything else. But some people are going to find that very difficult because they constantly feel like they're under attack. Like this one by Forbes. Apparently the trick to video game writing is making white straight gamers angry or something like that. Achieved. Mission accomplished. How are your sales looking? Please tell me how the hell this is supposed to help with anything. So yeah, Kid Smoove, I get it. Go have your good time. There's nothing so wrong with South by Midnight. I feel like I need to rail against it. If you like the story and enjoy crappy combat with 2000 era Ratchet & Clank platforming, you're gonna love this game, and I'm not gonna shit on it any more than that. And at least they nailed the audio-visual style. It is truly, really, really good.
Well,
I understand that this is a sticky issue, and it is way deeper than we covered here in whatever minute long this video ends up being. However, there is a quote I want everyone to think about, regardless where you fall on the issue of this game or any other types of the games. If you're treated a certain way, you become a certain kind of person. If certain things are described to you as being real, they're real for you, whether they're real or not. Quoted by James Baldwin from the Civil Rights era. I cannot stress enough that we have to attack the games and the issues and not the people. And please, for the love of all that is holy, stop self-inserting yourself into the games so that when we critique the games, you think we are critiquing you. Because we're not. We are not critiquing you. We're critiquing the game. Let's just make that very clear here.